Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Became the King of the Necromancers. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was a Perfect Experiment over on Anime King 3. And check out that and enjoy guys, and stay tuned for a brand new episode coming over on Anime King. And yes, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, which I post what you find every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support, and yeah, without further ado, I'm off and I'll see you guys soon. Peace. So, the last spot we left off, the invasion was starting up, as Naruto started to move. As he already told Sahara that she will be the one to crush Orochimaru, as he took away her revenge of killing her father after all that he's done. As Naruto made his way, chaos erupted all over Konoha, as Tenten was with Guy, as Guy had stayed back to face off against a couple of Jonins, but some of them had came around and attacked Tenten, as she was left alone to defend herself against these criminals. Not to mention she had to protect the civilians, but she got stabbed, as she collapsed on the ground, dying. As Naruto then came as he ripped out the man's soul, literally out of his body, as he pushed Tenten's soul back in her body, as he told her mother was the reason why she was still alive. As Tenten wondered if she was now his slave or something like that, but he told her no. She can do as she pleased, but her soul was his. He will decide what will happen to her after she fall once again. Her soul belonged to him now, and he wouldn't force her to do anything. She thanked him for that, as she was taken away. As Naruto made his way off as Jiraiya came to stop him. As Naruto asked him was he really gonna try to take him back to this village, even though he was living a good life now. Jiraiya wasn't given a chance as he was stopped by the person beside Naruto. As the person looked at him with disgust even though he couldn't see it, Minato was pissed off as he couldn't believe that his sensei was really going to do that to his son, as there was a seal that Jiraiya wanted to place on Naruto. It was a slave seal that the prisoners of Konoha wore. It stripped them of everything, making them nothing but, well, a prisoner. And Naruto was no such thing, so why would he do that to his son? Naruto broke the man with his words that were rather harsh, as Jiraiya told him to go with the situation that was going on now, but Naruto wasn't done as he made his way. As Minato and Kushina set up explosives under the tower, but before that, as Naruto summoned someone back from the dead, it was Hanzo. And Hanzo was stronger than before as Hiruzen was shocked. Orochimaru wanted to know who was the person that used the Edo Tensei, but this was not the Edo Tensei. With the help with Hanzo at his side, Hiruzen was able to knock back Orochimaru in 2 reanimations, as Naruto took their souls away. As the building exploded, Hiruzen was knocked out, as Naruto arrived as Sahara wrapped Orochimaru in her sand. But before she could kill him, Naruto ripped out his soul though, as she ripped him apart with her sand, as Anko took the blade, the Kusanagi. With that done, Naruto completely took away the mobilization in Hiruzen's arms. That will get him to stand down. Naruto already see a plan for the future and Hiruzen was standing in his way of doing so. So with that over, the group made their way off. Some time passed after that, back at the Hidden Sand. Chio was getting on Naruto's nerve, as he said some things that left her rather speechless when he spoke about sorcery. As Sahara was being trained to become the new Kazekage, the daimyo wanted to speak with Naruto. As Naruto was getting too, well known, he couldn't allow his face to be out there yet. Keeping himself a secret in his powers were the best thing right now. So he created a body, as Temari saw it. As he would use that person for a Baron Shi, Temari saw as Naruto literally just ripped out his soul and placed it inside the body as he got up off the table. As he was going to use this new vessel, it was going to be Baron Shi from now on. So yeah guys, so basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place to for yourself. So this to begin this new episode. We begin this episode at the Wind Capital, Daimyo's garden. The palace of the Wind Daimyo stood tall in the middle of the Wind Capital, as its shadow all of the other houses with its impressive height. On one of the various balconies, there was a place underneath a room that was filled with plants, small artificial lakes mimicking a luscious garden that the royal family could appreciate. Even the floor was covered with grass. There was seals all over the room that kept the plants and the trees at bay and not suffer from the incredible heat, considering that they were in the desert. A lot of water was being wasted, and the desert was not known for its water, but most of the water was going towards this garden. Weak in body and in mind, disgusting Naruto thought. He can't even bear the heat of the place that he rules over. Ah, my dear Baron Shi, a man that I have several debts with. What do I owe this visit that you requested? The daimyo asked as he motioned for Naruto to sit with him and his family under a gazebo. He clapped his hand to have food and drinks being brought to them. I am surprised that our meeting is being held here in the first place. Other than the throne room, I was told that no one was allowed to see the palace interiors, Baron Shi said. Well, what can I say? I do not like commoners roaming around, but a man as yourself, I am more than willing to share such pleasantries. You help me a lot, and I don't like to be shown myself as one that cannot repay a debt. You saved me from both the illness and the plan of a dirty man. I owe you my life and more, Baron Shi. The daughter of a daimyo spoke up, as she gave me a small bow of her head. I was so worried to see that brute son near my baby. I too must thank you for your services, the mother of the daughter replied. Yes, my family owe you a lot, and that is something that bothers me, the son of a daimyo said. You ought to, the daimyo said. I don't mind his words, my lord. He shows a sharp mind, and a tongue to match. A man of his bright seems hardly right enough to take your place. With all due respect, I would watch my back if I was you, said Baron Shi, as he laughed coldly at the end of that sentence. For your information, my dear Baron Shi, I'm not going to let a breath obscure me that easily, the large man said as he chuckled at his son, offended frown. I hope so. I can predict his attack if you want me to though. Barely here for 5 minutes and you already want to spill money from us. I didn't know that you were that greedy, young man. The woman said with a half-hearted glare. I am a businessman, madam. Every chance for me is good enough. But why don't I explain why I'm here for in the first place? I think we poked around the deal enough already, he said as his voice became serious. That is something I find curious as well. Care to take off your hood and have your bodyguards show themselves? I am not at ease with my family so exposed. The Wind Daimyo says he turned serious as well. Whatever you say, said Naruto as he removed the hood, showing the new body that his soul now resided in. As Veronica and Uncle came out. I can finally see your face, Baron Shi. I was imagining you, a tad older though. You are what, 30, the man asked. I am 35, Daimyo-sama. I started my studies of the dark art when I was barely old enough to walk by myself, shall we say. Those are my guards, Veronica and Uncle Midarashi. The latter, an unfortunate victim of the invasion of Konoha, said Baron Shi as both of the women bowed to the daimyo. Ah yes, the invasion. A tragic event that no one can predict. But why is she a victim? She is not the dead that you resurrect, I hope. As food was placed down in front of them, as Naruto sneered a bit but it was gone in an instant at the rich plate and the food that was placed down. Oh no. You're giving my abilities too much credit. She was just quite hunted out of the village for her past affiliation with the snake son in Orochimaru. I merely offer sanctuary to her as my bodyguard while working at my shop. If you're wondering, she is not acknowledged a village secrets due to the same connection with the dead man. A pity for that. I was relieved when I received voice that It was the opposite, that the San was helping Konoha rather than invading them. So tell me, what do you wish to speak to me about? I can barely hold my curiosity at the moment. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Daimyo-sama, but we really came close to helping the Sound. The majority of my clients came close, seeking aid for the crisis that we now find ourselves in. The lack of missions reaching our village that is making the populace restless. While I trust the newly appointed Kazekage to keep everything in check, I couldn't help but get worried to decide to try my luck. To ask for help directly from you, my lord, said Naruto. Really? This is outrageous. To think my own village would move behind my back is disgusting. Are you sure about this? Why wasn't I informed? The late Kazekage was struggling with his own desires to let Konoha get the bigger share of the missions, so he decided to plan with the Sound and strike against the village. I was informed by the daughters of the now deceased man. Those three girls discover the Sanin using the Kazekage identity to infiltrate the village and have both Konoha and the San weaken or destroy each other to live out his sick, twisted revenge. Sahara herself managed the soldiers to see how foolish that plan is and have them switch back over to the right side before she crushed Orochimaru with her own hands. So Orochimaru poisoned the Kazekage's mind. He used the hate that the man had for me to get the help of the village, even though he knew the San would be the target of my anger when I found out the truth. Exactly, said Naruto. I came here under Sahara-sama explicit requests. Since she knew I was coming here, she asked me to bring you the San plea to have enough missions to sustain itself, the boy said. Isn't she the village Jinjulike? The daimyo wife asked curiously. Yes. She's tried to overcome the initial madness that the seal gave her, but the villagers still fear her. This is just another chance she's trying to make them stop being afraid of her very presence alone, said Naruto. A commendable attachment to the San, going as far as to move against her own father to protect the ones that openly hated her. A strong spirit indeed, the daimyo said. By how you talk, it seems like you were taking her in consideration for the title of Kazekage, dear daimyo. The Necromancer said, chuckling. What? The man laughed. My dear Baron Shi, he said. You say the most entertaining things. She's just a girl, too young. She lacks the responsibility to take on such a strenuous job. Sure, she's strong and she has a biju sealant of her, but she lacks the formal teaching for the change. I'm glad you found as fun as I do, he said. Though later, once she is older and trained, Daimyo thought to himself. My lord, said Baron Shi. It's nothing you should concern yourself with. Tell you what, I had a talk with the Fire Daimyo. There was some few bothersome missions, but I thought they were too below the standard for my shinobis to take. But I fear that I will once have to choose the quantity over the quality. I cannot risk a revolt in my main village that will make me look like a fool. You've brought me some important matters that I was overlooking. Tell your Kazekage that things will change and new missions will reach the San. I will have them know, Daimyo-sama. Like always, you show yourself as a magnanimous leader, Baron Shi said, as he bowed. I do what I can, my dear Baron Shi. I do what I can, he said, with a smirk. Before I leave, there are voices about Konoha that I hope you can deny, my lord. Voices about Konoha? Of what kind, the man said. Well, there are people saying that Konoha was considering Tsunade Senju as the next Hokage, since Sarutobi was wounded during the invasions. Are those voices true? I admit, I was curious to meet the woman myself to compare medical notes, since she is known as the world's best medic. If she were to move to the Leaf, I would like to know. Can you help me know if this is true, Daimyo-sama? Tsunade Senju, huh? I've not heard those voices, but that is most curious, since she hasn't been seen anywhere near the territory since the Great War ended. For her to take the mantle as a Hokage is quite unthinkable. And yet people were ready to say that she was already wearing that pointy hat. The other said simply, Say, do you think you can get her to join the San as a Kazekage? Once again, you are giving me too much credit, Daimyo-sama. I can read the future with a certain radiant of success and speak with the dead. And we are talking about one of the legendary Sonins. I don't know much I can say to her while she would listen. As the son of a daimyo scoffed, "Challenge her then," he said. "Pardon?" "Not to sound disrespectful, but she's a war veteran, and I'm basically a counsel of sort. I do not have a lot of chance to defeat her in an open fight," said Baron Shi. "I wasn't talking about open battle. Your medical skills. The people in the stand believe you to be as close to God because of your medical skills. That would surely pique her interest, her being the world best medic, and get her to visit the stand. And I should bet, if I win, she'll become our new Kazekage," said Naruto. "Yes. While my son idea is in the complete wrong form," Daimyo said, as he glared at the young man for talking to the police. "Part of it is still good. Challenge her, even if I have doubts about you winning. Should you be successful, the stand will be known to have the best medic in the world, and her presence there would be a good chance to talk her into becoming the new Kazekage of the stand, robbing Konoha of one of their Sanins. Well, I'll do my best, Daimyo-sama, but I'm afraid it won't be easy. Don't worry, this is just an excuse for you to keep her busy, while one of my trusted men will go and better convince her that her being here is the best idea for her right now. I'll do my best. Thank you for your invitation, Daimyo-sama." "Now go," the daimyo said. "I am really busy. Tell your village they will have their missions back." Time skip. Halfway to the sun, worthless pig, showing his power and wealth like a fat piece of crap, as if money has no value. In that room alone, he wastes enough water that could have sustained the sand for a month. I should trap him in one of my paintings for the rest of eternity. "Calm down, Naruto-kun. He is not worth your wrath," said Kushina. "Did you two find something of your scouting of the palace?" Naruto asked. "Without the chakra batteries, no one could sense us, as you said. We gave a look around. Other than the wealth, there isn't much that you wouldn't expect in a daimyo's palace. We copy a few wing jutsu and fire from your open library, and a few taijutsu stands for you to learn," said Kushina. "Good," said Naruto. "This challenge was unexpected, but I will just have to move my counsel a bit further. I already planned to talk to Tsunade as well. Now let's go back. The test run of this body worked well, but I would like to get back to my original body," he said. Time skip. In Sahara's room, the three girls and the boy was in there, as Sahara sat on Naruto's lap, as he was back in his original body, as Temari activated the privacy seal. "Other than your unmasked disgust to see how the daimyo live, I take it everything went fine," she asked. The fool was talked into letting Konoha take the biggest shares of his mission because he was thinking that they were below the standards of the San. "It's a wonder the whole Wing country did not turn into ruins the day after he succeeded his father," said Naruto. "I am more worried about you challenging Tsunade. That woman's a famous medic," said Kankyu. "The Wing daimyo think he can talk her into being our new Kage. Idiot. I need her to be Hokage, and I have every intention of making her accept that position. Why are you doing that for Konoha? You don't even like that place," said Sahara. "As for now, Hiruzen Sir Tobi is keeping the position as Hokage out of pure stubbornness. The spirits, I recall, reported that he's given the work off to his secretary. Soon enough, Jiraiya will convince Tsunade to go back, but with nothing else to say, then our sensei is no longer able to lead the village. She will not accept his proposal, but I need her in that office, one way or another." "But why her, Naruto-kun? Can't someone else take the job?" asked Kankyu. "Someone else. Very few people are qualified for the position as Hokage. Mikoto Uchiha is dead. Itachi Uchiha has good potential, but he had to kill his own clan and paint a target on his head as a result. Jiraiya needs his freedom to roam around and take care of his spine work. The other clan heads would never step forward out of their own belief. They are Burmese or loyal but neutral. They want a Hokage to guide them while they take care of the hive." "And the others?" asked Sahara. "The Naras are immensely smart, and their laziness wouldn't be a problem because they know when to be serious and professional. But they know that the Hokage is the first target to be attacked. But they will be better served in the sidelines, so they can focus on strategies to protect the village. The Akimichis are humble, but they still don't like the limelight. This may change one day though, but none will put themselves forward, and the Hyugas are too prideful. If the strongest of them is taken as Hokage, then a weakling will be placed as their clan head, and they would not like that at all. And not to mention being the Hokage, the Byakugan will be at risk, and if there's one thing that they don't want, is to get their eyes into anyone else's hands. And if they decide to place a barricade seal on the head of the newly instated Hokage to protect his eyes or hers, the Branch family will go into an uprising thinking that they're worth something. So, that leaves the Sarutobi clan and the Inuzaka clan, say Temari. Tsutomu-san will be the first one to see that Inuzakas are very brash. They go off of their instincts, so Tsunade is the best candidate. There's another man, Danzo Shimura. Him and Hiruzen grew up together in the times of war, but his ideals are a lot different. If he took the position, Konoha would become nothing but a militarized village. But the man will not stop there. He will spread his ideals all over, and I don't want him to set his eyes on this village. So Tsunade is the only option then. You think she will be more different and modern in her ruling? Said Temari. Exactly. She lost her brother and the man she loved to Konoha. If she take the mantle, she won't make the same mistakes as Hiruzen, the council, and the previous Kages. Her being a medic will also help. Her focus on the human part of being a shinobi and on the inside of the village, before looking outside, possibly, for a form of peace. She will know the value of a human life, and she won't throw them away just to conquer a majority of land. We just need to remind her of that. And how are you going to do that, said Sahara? Like this, said Naruto, as he pulled a spear of glass, a bluish flame burning inside of it. Did you call, Baron Shisama? A male voice said from inside. You are Dan, the man that Tsunade Senju was in love with. Am I right, said Naruto. Yes, I am, Baron Shisama. What can I do for you, said Dan, as his face appeared inside the spear of glass. I want you to enter Tsunade's dream and start to slowly convince her that taking the position as the Hokage is the best possible option right now. I want that woman in the seat of power. I'll do my best, but it won't be easy, said Dan. I need her, Dan. She's the only one that will focus first on mending the village before looking outside of Konoha. I need that time to look at the other villages, but I can't do that if the leader of the Hidden Leaf is a power-hungry fool who just want to move war and disrupt the equilibrium that is already in the country, like as fragile as it is. I will talk to her, Baron Shisama. I won't delude you, said Dan. You better, now go. The sooner you start to talk to her, the better. This mission can be complete quicker. Do that, in success. I will see to it that both of you meet in person at the last time. Thank you, Baron Shisama, said Dan, as he left. This is one problem down, but how do you plan to go toe-to-toe with a legendary medic? He will win. The future father of my children can do anything, said Sahara, as that made Naruto blush. Well, I do have a plan, he said. Then out with it, said Temari. Oh, that's easy, said Naruto, as he started to explain his plan to them. Meanwhile, Konoha. Danzo was underground. Its base seemed to be a replica of the Hokage's office. It was a goal for him, after all. Soon, he will be the one to lead the village. This was just practice, as he sat behind his desk. You fail again, as he glared at the masked root agent in front of him, in nothing but anger and disdain. Yes, Danzo-sama, the candle. Request in the sand. At the third attempt, my squad was killed. I alone was remain. They said that you will have to ask yourself if you want a meeting with Baron Shi, said root agent. I have sent 6 of you, and yet you failed, Danzo said as he frowned. We were ambushed, the guards. They did not release any chakra. Our sensors were unable to sense anything coming. Those 2 girls killed the rest of them and I was paralyzed, Danzo-sama. This is not good. I need that man under my command to rule the Hidden Sand. That poor fool of a Kazekage is not qualified enough. But once I get Baron Shi to make him realize that subduing to us will make the village better, and then I will go to the daimyo and make him understand that that fool Hiruzen cannot hold the position forever, and he will have to step down. As Danzo thought to himself. What are your orders, Danzo-sama? The root agent asks. Keep that man under watch from afar. The moment he drops his guard, I want you to capture him. It will be done. As the man went off in a flicker. Baron Shi, you have the Fortifier son with you. I need the both of you for my plans. You, with your link with the dead, and the boy's dead chakra. You too will be my ticket to success. With that, he made his way off to another worthless council meeting, as Harrison was refusing to give up the title. He was going to set his claim once again. Several days later, at Tansukagai, a bar, Haim pleased Jiraiya as he pleaded on both hands and knees. If not you, then Danzo will take the village. We can't let him take the village, said Jiraiya as he pleaded on hands and knees to Tsunade. I can't, you idiot. I promised myself I would stay as far away from the village as possible. That place took away my brother, the man that I love, and a girl that was like a daughter to me. Tsunade yelled, as she kicked him right through the bar wall, and right outside, Jiraiya picked himself up as he groaned. And what about Naruto? What about him? You are taking care of him. He'll be fine. I don't want to lose him too to the village that I'll be forced to guide, and be responsible for his death. Jiraiya flinched at that. We still need a strong leader that won't turn every shinobi into a puppet, said Jiraiya. Let the bastard go. He's desperate to have you join Konoha. He's ready to tell you every bullshit that he can come up with. The skull masked Heiwaya said. In the end, the former guard of Orochimaru also joined the shop of the underworld, as Uncle was beside her. Uncle? Then it's true. You joined the Sen, said Jiraiya, as he looked towards her with surprise. No, I joined Baron Shi. I don't have any alliance with the Sen. If he move away, then I will follow him. I don't have a Kage giving me orders. Since you bastards in the leaf couldn't see past my past affiliation with Orochimaru, I don't see why I should have stayed there to begin with, said Uncle. We're here because the boss is challenging you, said Heiwaya, as she threw a scroll towards Tsunade. Challenge? In what? In who's the best at telling lies? I know of him. He's either a genius or a monster, depending on who you ask. Does he really think that he has a chance against me? Medical knowledge. 2 cases, perfectly identical. The one to do the better job in less amount of time wins. If you are not a coward, we will see you in the sun. Otherwise, Konoha will have a coward Sanin, scared of being Hokage and mediocre in medicine. At least the Sun will be able to say that we have the world's best medics, said Uncle. Tsunade snarled at that. You're wasting my time. I am not accepting. A pity. Naruto stand up loved to see his godmother. He would have loved to have the opportunity to spit on her face for never looking out for him, said Heiwaya. What did you just say? The woman asked. Haim, said Jiraiya. Shut up! What do you mean by that? Asked Tsunade. He's in the sand with Baron Shi-sama. He disappeared the night that the sealing was completed. But I guess the old fart Harrison told you that he's somewhere safe, right? And gave you some bullshit story, said Heiwaya as she laughed. As Tsunade snapped her head towards Jiraiya. You told me he was safe within Konoha, she yelled, as she glared at him. Sensei told me that everything was under control. I discovered the truth several years later, and I've been keeping tabs on him, trying to find an opportunity to take him back. But whatever trick Baron Shi used, I cannot follow his tricks inside or outside the sand, said Jiraiya. Why are you so angry, said Uncle. It's not like you ever check on him to see if he's okay. If I take this challenge, can I see him, said Tsunade, as her voice was lowered. See him? To do what? Whine about how goddamn tragic your life was. It's none of your business, Tsunade said. Tsunade-sama. The voice of her assistant, Shizune said. On that scroll there's the details. You have a week to get ready. Once there, don't try anything funny with the boy. Baron Shi-sama won't like it, said Uncle. I'll be there, said Tsunade, with a determined expression on her face. Good. We'll have Baron Shi-sama know, as both women flashed away at Shunjin. Tsunade, at least come to Konoha to see if you can help Sarutobi-sensei. The doctors don't know what Orochimaru did before dying. His arms seem dead no matter amount of healing or what they do. They cannot seem to fix it. I'll give him a look. But I'm also coming back for an answer, she said. I will answer the best of my abilities, but I don't think he will be at the same advice, said Jiraiya. He will once I'm done with him. And in the meantime you will tell me what happened to the boy that we were supposed to be the guardians of, in case something happened to Minato and Kushina, as she grabbed Jiraiya by the collar. It's a long story, he said, looking away. Then start talking while we go to Konoha. I have a week to prepare. For Baron Shi, I don't know what he's planning on doing. You're really gonna do that tonight, Sama? Said Shizune. It will be my excuse to see Naruto. For once, winning or losing mean nothing to me, said Tsunade. As they marched towards Konoha, as Tsunade was walking, she thought, so you were right, Dan. Jiraiya really came to talk to me to becoming Hokage. You said the village need me, or it will be turned into a living nightmare. Maybe. That is what I need to take back Naruto. I will need to see him before deciding. I just hope I won't be forced to choose between Konoha and my family. As Jiraiya started to tell her everything, praying to survive everything with the least amount of broken bones. The next day, Konoha comes to meeting. We finally know what Baron Shi looked like to Hayashi, as pictures of Naruto in his disguised body was sent around to all of the members. One of her spies was able to describe him leaving the daimyo's castle. He's certainly younger than I thought. Are you sure that you want to accept his challenge? Said Hiruzen as he looked towards Tsunade. Both of his arms are covered in bandages. I have my reasons, but I also want to see what he's capable of. Tomorrow I'll find out, said Tsunade. Do you think my arms will heal by the way? Hiruzen asked hopefully. I tried my best, but we'll have to wait a few days and see. But I wouldn't raise your hopes too high, she said, as she seemed to not really care. He has Naruto. You want to see him, don't you? Said Jiraiya. Yes, said Tsunade. Why? The boy does not possess the Kyuubi anymore. He doesn't really have any more value, said Danzo. He's still my godson and I'll see him, she said, as she left the room. She was brutal while healing you, wasn't she? Said Jiraiya. Never thought I could scream that much. It reminded me of what my late wife did to me when I forgot our anniversary, said Hiruzen with a whimper, as everyone in the room flinched, even Danzo. Ouch. Even when I peeked on her, she wasn't that cruel, said Jiraiya. Time skip. The Hidden Sand Hospital. The hospital room was clear, so the two medics could have their space. As the Sand Council and the Kazekage, and several other medics, and some accompanied from Konoha, Jiraiya, Asuma, Inoichi, who will use his technique to show everything to the Hokage and the counselors once he got back to the village, and a few Andus acting as witnesses for the leaf. I was surprised to hear that you accepted my invitation. What was the deciding factor, said Naruto, as he was in his body of Baron Chi. You have someone I want to meet living with you. Once this is over, I want to meet my godson. You mean Naruto? I thought you didn't care since I never heard of you looking for him. Oh well. It's not my problem. Should you want, I'll let two of you have your reunion. Don't expect it to be tearful though. Let's just start this. I'm already ticked off that the man from the Wind Castle kept on pestering me to become the new Kazekage. I have no time for your game, she said. Those people have no finesse or subtlety. We both know that it will be Konoha that will have the Slug Princess as a Kage. That's why I'm doing this. I need to show that the village has not lost a valuable asset. If I join or not, that is none of your business, she said. What about the patients? You can control both. It's an identical case. I won't cheat to have an easy victory. We will need to remove the bones that are piercing the lungs and heal the wound after removing the blood. As the two men were pushed into the room on the stretchers. It seems legit. How come you have two identical cases for us to use? Said Tsunade, as she checked both patients in case of any tricks or differences. Those two refused to pay for my services. Both of them want my help to ensnare the same married woman, since they tried to separately kill me. After I told them of the other asking the same thing, I decided to use them instead of killing them. After all, two animals like themselves are only good for this kind of thing. At least their miserable existence will be useful for something. That's inhumane, said Shizune. It is, very much. Think about it. They asked me of a way to rape a married woman, a mother of two babies, to quench their hunger. Normally, people like them I would just kill them when they ask me these things. But as I said, they're most useful this way. I will remove the stasis seal, and the time will start, and their bodies will start to die. Stasis seals. Those sounds like useful seals, said Tsunade. Win this, and I will teach you how to do it for free. God knows you may need them to help people. Okay, this operation will be conducted without any jutsus. On 3, the seals will be removed. Tsunade Senju, do you need any help? The young Kazekage asked as he looked between them. I'll have only Shizune with me. She will just pass me my instruments, said Tsunade. Good. Baron Shi-sama, who will help you? No one, said Naruto. Are you sure? An operation like this is not something that one person can do alone, said Snazzy as she looked towards him with a sneer. Well, you see, Snazzy-san, I know that you would have asked Shizune-san to help you. A top-grade medical teacher, duo, knows how to work together. So in order to defeat quality, I had to focus on quantity. As he took off his robe, showing off his black suit underneath. But that was not the thing that people was focusing on. He had 6 arms, and there's already 2 arms, a scalpel in each hand. What are those? Jiraiya yelled in surprise. I got the idea from one of Orochimaru's guards, and I can move all of them individually, said Naruto. Like this. I'm my entire medical team myself. Disgusting. Let's start. I want to see Naruto, said Snazzy. What about your hemophobia, Snazzy? Naruto whispered, as the both of them were wearing their scrubs, as Naruto had on a modified one, so that his arms could fit. I spent this week defeating that. Also, when this is over, you will tell me how you know about that. I have my secrets, he said, with a playful wink. Are the both of you ready, Kasagage said, as he nodded. Alright? Let's begin the challenge between Baron Sama and Snezzy Senju. Start now. As a stasis, seal was dropped off of both men. Scalpel. Here. As Shizune handed the scalpel. As everyone watched. An hour later, the operation was still going on. The medics were shocked. To them, they were seeing art at its finest. This would usually take a squad of medics, and yet, the both of them were by themselves. Having aid from Shizune and Naruto extra 4 arms, they were on a completely different level. Look at him. I never saw someone work so fast. It's like he always has 6 arms. He's doing what 3 people would do, by himself, one of the medics said in awe. Snezzy-sama technique seemed like water instead. She's flowing through the operation, while Baranchi seems like some kind of demon. To him, that patient must look like something to disassemble and repair. Cool, ruthless efficiency. So, he's a butcher, said Jiraiya. Not exactly. How can I say it? With Snezzy-sama, you can see that she's worried about saving that man. On the other hand, Baranchi seemed total apathetic. He doesn't care if the patient will live or not. He's just doing what he has to do in order to heal him, to get the job done. Like if the man was awake, I bet he would still do the operation. Even while the man was screaming, he would just ignore him and get his work done. His technique is wonderful and flawless, but he's cold and very uncaring, the medic explained. So you're saying to him, a man, animal, a training dummy, they're all the same on that table, said Inoichi. Exactly. I don't know if I would trust someone like him to operate on me. Sure, he may cure me, but the idea of him working on me like a piece of meat is rather unnerving. Baranchi-sama has to not feel attachment to his clients. He knows when a man or woman asks about someone, it has to do with death when they come to him. So when they bring him their patients that are on the verge of death, he should have no attachment in case it ends up in failure. But he always does the impossible, and he always receives high praise, said Veronica. Well, if you put it like that, you can justify him. Almost, Jiraiya said, back in the room with Snezzy. As she was sweating, her hemophobia was trying to resurface. Winning or losing is not important. I need to save this one. To hell with my honor, she said. But there is so much blood. As Shizune wiped the sweat away from her forehead, as she glanced over towards him, he was catching up to her, almost to the point of surpassing her. It's like doing this against 3 people. Over to Naruto. Is everything alright, Blackjack? Said Naruto as he spoke to the soul that was piloting the body. Yes, it's a little strange to use 6 arms, but I'm getting the gist of it, the spirit said. In your life, you're one of the greatest doctors, with or without license. I know that with my current knowledge, I could not have held my ground this well. Had I used Orochimaru knowledge instead, Snezzy would have suspected something. That bastard was not exactly clean. When operating, he focused on the result, not the method. I just hope that people will not question you're looking emotionless since your consciousness is not linked to the body at the moment, said Blackjack. I already have Veronica spreading an excuse for that, said Naruto. Good. Now let me finish. I'm almost done. Then I'll let you copy my knowledge so you won't have to bother me again. Rude bastard, said Naruto. The time clicked to 2 hours as everyone is on the edge of their seat. I'm done, said Snezzy as Baranchi said I'm done a second later. As Snezzy was declared winner, Senju Snezzy, the Kazekage said. Nice operations, even with 6 arms. I had trouble keeping up, said Naruto as he released Blackjack's soul, who was complaining about 6 other hands, messing with his victory. I'm impressed that you managed to use all those arms instead. I saw great talent working. As a medic, I think I might respect you, said Tsunade, as she shook his hand as he offered it, as she added more strength than necessary, but he did not look displeased one bit. Pass to my shop once you're done. You and I need to talk, he says. He left the room, with Veronica and the other skull mass following him. You did it, Haim. You won, said Jiraiya with a grin. I only won by speed, Jiraiya. I have more experience than yet. I can say that he had a lot more potential in him. What now, Tsunade-sama? Shizune asks. I need a drink. Then I'll go and talk with that man. He has Naruto. And I fear that there's more to the situation. I'm coming with you, says Shizune. No, I'm going alone. I fear this meeting will give me a rather strong headache. I need a cup or two of sake. Time skip. 2 hours later, shop of the underworld. Scratch that. I need a gallon of sake, said Tsunade, as she watched her grandson grin at her from behind the table. What makes you say that, said Naruto, as a devious smirk seemed to almost split his face in half. Let me guess, what made me say that? Maybe it's because my grandson is not a Jinchuriki since he's still a fox in a plushy toy. And not to mention he can put his soul into another body. Or maybe, just maybe it's because you're the so-called Necromancer and have those powers linked to death. Or it's because Kushina and Minato are alive, said Tsunade as she slammed her hand on the table. Good to see you too, said Minato sarcastically. It's not so bad, my son. Helps a lot of people, sure. He punched the bad guys with a fate worse than death. But at least he can show some sort of restraint if the ones that don't pay have a reason for it. Make it a very good reason, said Kushina as she patted Tsunade on the head. Why are you telling me all of this? Asked Tsunade. Because I need you to become Hokage. You already said that, but why? Because you're not a power-hungry idiot that will turn this world upside down to achieve power. While keeping Konoha occupied, I'll be able to deal with Kumo and the Hidden Stone, while the Leaf remain in the shadows, fixing on the inside. This country is rotten. Everything, this world. The dead was whispering to me that, since I was able to understand their voices, dead soldiers, civilians, children, all of them are constantly pleading to me to stop their descendants from dying. Kumo, in the past, tried to kidnap a 5-year-old girl to use her as a breeding factory, and is plotting to do it again today. The Stone is still angry with my father about the war, and they don't trust anyone from outside their village. And the miss, that village is not even worth mentioning with their bloodline purge. I contacted my spies there last month, Zabuza Momokai and his apprentice Haku. From their report, the Mizukage is dead, and also a few thousands that got caught up in the war. So you want to bring peace? Said Tsunade. Peace does not exist. Your grandfather Hoshirama and his brother Tobirama were great men, mentally, physically strong. They thought that peace was possible in this world, but it's not. They tried to bring it forward, but it was not possible, because in the end, it is the equilibrium that is out of chaos, and I'm going to bring that back. I'm going to stabilize the place, set the equilibrium back. That is what I want to do, he said. That is a rather big ambition. It is. People don't like to change, but they like things when it's changed for them. Slowly, they will come to accept it. The daimyos are weak-minded, like children, playing with people's life like toys. Some of their offsprings, their mind is a lot better than theirs, but following their birth, they will not be the successors, and the ones that came before them are even dumber than their parents. Same go for some of the Kages, these meaningless squabbles, for nothing but nonsense. As Naruto Saya's uncle gave him a tea. Here you go, boss, this will relax you. This is the best tea I ever had. I should have brought you here sooner. Mom and Dad can make a tea to save their lives, said Naruto. So following what you've said, the good option is, well, the only good option is for me to become Hokage, said Tsunade, as she took a sip of her own tea. Exactly. Sayara's being trained to become the new Kazekage, with the way things is going right now, and a recommendation from the Wind Daimyo. In a year or two, she will be demanded by the people for her to become our new leader. The problem is doing it with the other villages, and the daimyos themselves. Realization struck Tsunade. That is why you told me this. You want me to be your eyes between the Kagis, don't you? There are documents that only Kagis can see. I can access spirit, but having a Kagi helping me will be more efficient. I will make sure the right daimyo reach the throne. But I need to make sure I can trust those that are in power so they would not backstab me. So I can stay in the shadows and set things. Otherwise, the ones that see my actions won't believe that decisions that they make are their own. So you basically want a network to help the right persons make the right decisions, said Sneddy. I want to push them in the right directions. I don't want to always be there holding their hands. I want to push them into a place where a shinobi world war won't destroy this entire country. You're talking about your vision, said Sneddy in a worried tone. A Sharingan eye, along with a 10-tailed shadow, bringing mass destruction and despair everywhere. I know that Sasuke is not the one that is using the eye, but I will deal with the person that is, myself, said Naruto. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see the next person, do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also, guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode over on Anime King 3 of What If Naruto's Perfect Experiment. And yeah, I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace out.